All right, we're gonna go ahead and do a little walk today, huh? Gonna do the High Line. I'm gonna walk the High Line. It's pretty new, so there's not a ton of history, but we'll talk about the surrounding areas and stuff. It's a nice day. Phil, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Glad to hear it. I'm thrilled to hear it. All right, anyways, before we start, you know the whole drill. Check out the Patreon, that's a huge thing. Also to, like and subscribe, that whole thing. Get it out of the way now so you can sit back and eat your Dippin' Dots. People still eat those?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love them.
1998 again. All right.
Ice cream of the future.
That's right. We're in the future. Well, I guess we just get started, man. Start walking the High Line. Elevated railway turn to park. So let's go. Come on, follow me. We're walking the whole dang thing. All right. So we're gonna walk like a mile and a half here, Phil. You ready for that?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I
mean, it's beautiful,
Yeah, it's a nice day. There's gonna be a ton of tourists,
Yep.
which is okay.
And the views aren't as good as they used to be.
Oh, we'll get into that. Don't you worry. We'll get into that. But you can see one here. That's not too bad.
Yeah. No, it's pretty solid.
That's about the only piece we're gonna be able to see.
Yeah, right. A little sliver.
This little sliver here. Check it out. Little sailboats. But you can also see down here. Look at that. You see the what's left of the meatpacking district.
Yeah, that's a lot more clear.
Yeah. It does smell kind of like ground beef right now.
Delicious.
But that's, I think, the hot dog carts and stuff outside.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's just do it. Come on. So, just so you know, Phil,
Yes.
this opened in 2009. This phase of it opened in phases.
Really?
But this first one opened in 2009, and it was a huge hit. Huge hit. We'll get into the little details of it as well, but we're walking from basically Gansevoort Street, all the way up to the, there's like the Javits Center, Hudson Yards area. Yeah, let's cross here.
Yeah, pretty much it ends at Hudson Yards.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, it ends around there, and in the Javits Center and all that.
That place, the Honeycomb.
The vessel, you mean?
Yeah, the vessel. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, what are you talking about, honeycomb? You just make that up?
It looks like a hive.
Yeah, check this out. Look, there's a Standard Hotel.
My alma mater.
That's right. If you guys wondering how you become an amazing camera person, you work at the Standard Hotel like Phil did.
Yeah, you become a server at the Standard
You
Grill.
work a server, yeah. And anyways,
you have to go over new drinks every day.
what's interesting is you just saw the windows and stuff. They're floor-to-ceiling windows, and that it opened in 2009. And what's interesting is it's opened around the same time as the High Line, and since it opened, it's always been like a big destination for exhibitionists.
Yes.
Did you ever have anything with this when you were there, Phil?
Actually, what's funny is when you get hired there.
Yeah, they tell you about it.
You do an orientation tour, and they tell you.
What do they
that-
tell you?
They tell you that, this place, they're kind of proud of it. They're like, this
Yeah.
place is
No, I know.
notorious for people being exhibitionists, and the top floors don't have curtains, and
Top floors
sometimes
don't have curtains?
Yeah, or I guess
That's not possible,
I'm sure
dude.
it's adjustable or
Yeah.
something, but it's very open, so
Well,
anybody can see.
So the story is that people go there, and you can imagine, I used to do tours here all the time, and you'd be looking up, and
Oh, yeah.
some guy would be butt naked drinking his coffee,
Oh,
or
yeah.
a couple
Or
would be
more.
doing something, because those are people who want to,
Yeah.
in fact,
Show
one
their
time-
love.
They show their love, exactly. Celebrate their love publicly. Isn't really what a wedding is? Pretty much like
Yeah, it's same thing.
It's like a wedding with no clothes on.
Yeah, you don't want your parents there.
Exactly. You don't want any of your family. You're not going to fly your grandma in from Central America.
Yeah, to watch a little bit of that.
But what's interesting is they would actually, like you said, they embraced it. And so they had it where they would give you the key at the front desk and say, have fun, that kind of thing. Check it out, look. So here you go. You have the Friends of the High Line. This is the group that kind of, this is the group that basically funded this. The Friends of the High Line was created in I think it was 1999. So what this was all a abandoned railway. It's an abandoned railway. They built it in 1930s, in the 1930s, as part of this beautification of the neighborhood and all this stuff, because it used to be a railway before that. They started what happened? Was it not running?
No, it was running, but I pressed the.
You turned it off?
Yeah, but my finger slipped.
Oh, okay.
was
Is it
a
on now?
split Second.
Is it on now?
It's on now.
All right.
Sorry about that. You were on a run. I was like, I touched it by accident.
All right, Phil. Unbelievable. Well, I guess the standard hotel camera school didn't teach you that, huh? You missed that message.
Yeah, that was my fuck.
Check it out. There's 14th.
Beautiful.
Where was it? Where did it cut off?
Literally, like that last second that you were speaking,
Oh,
like
okay.
right when I stopped
The
was
friends
when it
behind-
cut off, and I just pressed
Oh,
it
okay.
again.
Well, I was talking about how. Here, let's take a look. Oh, by the way, that's the. You recognize that? Did you ever watch the show Power?
Yes.
That's the nightclub, the Power nightclub. You remember Truth or whatever? Is that what it's called?
Yes, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know. I never really watched the show. But that was something we had to learn. I used to do a tour for this company that did movie locations and TV locations.
Really.
Yeah, we'd go around on a bus and stuff. That was one of them.
Nice.
Anyways, here's another little view. Let's go right here. Check it out. Good view, huh?
Beautiful, man.
Not a bad view. This is there's Little Island. Did a video on that. That's the park they opened recently, a few years ago. It's all right. Not that great.
No?
Kind of like a gimmick with the little golf tee looking things, and it's expensive as all hell too.
It's private, I believe, right?
No, it's not private, but it's all right. They actually do shows and stuff there, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Like music and stand up and stuff. And over there, you can see the nets and stuff. That's Chelsea Piers. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's Chelsea Piers. This is all the west side. We're not going to get too many views of the water, so I figure we might as well drink this up. You'll see what we're going to see in a little bit. It's going to be all basically condos. But let's go. So yeah, that's Little Island. That opened a few years ago. And then next to it is Pier 54. There's like you see that? See that little like iron thing there? Like a little arch?
Yeah.
That's what's left of Pier 54.
Really?
Pier 54. So all this, by the way, was all piers back in the day. All of it was piers. Just you couldn't even see the water pretty much. It's just boats and piers. And Pier 54 was famous for being where the Carpathia came in when the Titanic sank. The Carpathia famously picked up the survivors of the Titanic.
Oh wow.
And that's where it kind of landed. And also here, Chelsea Piers, where the net was, is where the Titanic was supposed to arrive. That's a big one. Can we stop and acknowledge how big of a fact that is? Right freaking there was where the Titanic was supposed to arrive.
That's nuts, actually.
Yeah. So the Titanic was supposed to arrive there in April 1912. Spoiler alert, it sank.
Do you know the conspiracies about the Titanic?
What's the conspiracy?
Well, just saying that most of the people that were attending the Titanic were
rich.
bankers and like very rich people.
Yeah.
And like, I guess people wanted to go off the gold standard.
Oh, yeah?
And the only people opposing it were the bankers that went
No way.
on the Titanic. So people have said that it might have actually been sabotage to change that.
That's
Yeah.
quite a jump.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it was quite a jump that.
But it's not like that wiped out all the bankers anyway.
It's not that it did, but the people that were the loudest opposers of it.
Yeah, but they didn't
apparently.
even die.
What?
I think Astor died on there. I think J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on it, but he wasn't. He didn't end up going on it.
Okay.
But Astor's the big one. He was the big one who died.
They named after Astor Place.
Astor Place, Astoria, Queens. He's the big one. He's a big one. Astor, John Jacob Astor, was like the richest man in New York when he was alive, and then all his descendants. Big real estate guy, owned like a lot of land in like Times Square, the Upper West Side. But we just walked under too. Check it out. Look at these buildings here. You can see all these buildings connected there. That's all Chelsea Market.
Well, this is kind of similar to that new space that they're building. Yeah, we're actually going to walk by.
You which one?
I believe it's on like maybe like 28th Street or something.
28th?
It's a
Wait,
railway station. that
who's
they're
building it?
converting. I used to work at a engineering firm.
Wait, who's
so
building it?
A bunch of rich investor guys who are into real estate,
Oh, okay.
you know. But basically, they're converting it into another Chelsea,
Oh, another like market thing?
you know, Chelsea market thing. Yeah.
Well, you know,
And it used to be like a big nightclub around here.
well, what's interesting is Chelsea Pier used to be, sorry, Chelsea Pier's right here, but Chelsea Market was actually a factory. Since we are close to all the piers and stuff, where a lot of this was industrial, and the Chelsea Market used to be the Nabisco plant.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Check that out, look. You see up 10th Avenue there.
I feel like no matter what, this place is still always under construction.
Yeah, of course,
some
scaffolding
way.
everywhere. Well, what's happening is the whole thing feels like it's under construction because you have all these kinds of things going on. There, you can see Chelsea Piers through here, Phil, look. There's Chelsea Piers. I was telling you about that?
Yeah.
That's where the Titanic was supposed to arrive, huh?
Beautiful.
All right.
That is crazy, though. I did not know that the Titanic was supposed to be there.
I feel like I've said that fact a billion times. I'm surprised you haven't.
Specifically around me.
Yeah, every time I see you, I tell you.
That's actually how he ends his emails.
That's how I end all my emails. That's right, Titanic, Chelsea Piers,
Yeah.
Tom.
Thanks for coming by, Phil. And
Yeah.
by the way, did you know that
Yeah, by the way,
Titanic was supposed to be
just to
docked?
remind you, but all of this is what's crazy about the High Line now,
Yes.
is this is what we're going to be walking through the whole time. It used to be pretty open and you could see all the
Yeah, I
water,
remember.
great views, it's very open. That was the whole idea. But so what happened was to make the High Line and all this stuff, they ended up, I don't know the exact specifics of it, but a lot of the land, to buy up the land around the High Line, some of the that line the High Line, part of it was allowing people to basically rezone, get exceptions on their land to do stuff like this, so that made it more valuable.
Gotcha.
And so people cashed in on it, you know, because at the time, these were all like, you know, machine shops, you know, mechanics. Like I said, it was all industrial and stuff at one point. So that was kind of part of the way they sold it to the
when
people
did a
around
lot of
here.
this stuff start springing
Not
up?
to mention the fact that a lot of the friends of the High Line are people from here who wanted their land to go up in value with the advent of a park, which is what parks do.
Of course.
This is, by the way, this is 2009 when they opened the first phase of it. 1999 it was created. And they had to design the whole thing and all that stuff, so it was a process. But yeah, you can see it's very packed. Yeah, but this is what it is, it's just walking through a bunch of glass. Come on. And also, too, I was saying about Chelsea Market. Chelsea Market used to be the Nabisco factory. Did you know that, Phil? That's where they invented Oreos.
Really?
That's
right
where
there.
in 1912. In 1912, they invented Oreos in that building. It
I
used to
didn't
be
know,
an actual factory.
Wow.
Come on, let's go. Yeah. It's driving me nuts.
I don't think SF has
Almost ditched me there.
I know. So yeah, anyways, that used to be the Nabisco factory, which, by the way, Nabisco was actually just a conglomerate of different bakeries. The first conglomerate formed here in this area in 1890. They all came together, created their
wow.
thing. Then they combined with a Chicago bakery in 1898, and it became Nabisco, which, by the way, is National Biscuit Company.
Ah,
Nabisco. There's some trivia for you, huh?
I would have never
Yeah.
guessed that.
Now you know. So now, next time you're at the barroom trivia, huh?
I thought they were created by John Nabisco.
That's right, John Nabisco, Johnny Nabisco. But yeah, and you know, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, in 1958 they left. They went over to New Jersey, and it was basically, once again, like I said, these factory buildings, all these things, like in a lot of New York, you know, sat empty or half filled or whatever. Today it's owned by Google. Did you know that?
Really?
Alphabet, you know, Alphabet, the company,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
They
yeah.
bought it in 2018 for $2.4 billion.
Jeez.
$2.4 billion for one building, dude. Well, it's actually a combination of a bunch of buildings. But yeah, one big payment in 2018. So they have like the YouTube offices and stuff there.
That's nuts.
There you can see the end. Down there you can see Hudson Yards.
Yep.
We'll be there soon enough.
Which I
But-
believe
but, yeah.
that was the Avengers building in the Avengers movie, actually.
Which one?
The big tower.
But which
Oh,
Avengers movie?
I believe, well, the first Avengers movie.
No.
Yeah, because they're all in the tower. That's what I mean, it's in multiple Avengers movies.
Really?
Endgame, and whenever they're meeting at Tony Stark's,
Oh, okay. I never saw any of the movies.
Yeah, it's Avengers Tower, yeah.
Okay. You sure about that?
I'm fairly sure, yes.
Okay. I feel like European. I feel like that came out before Hudson Yards was done.
It's the, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right. I don't know if I trust you, Phil, on this. I'm sorry. Sorry to say that, but maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Look, check it out. You see all the.
Oh, wow, you see the tracks.
Yeah.
That's
still
amazing.
there.
Yeah, like that big blue building with the platform. That's
I wasn't lying. You can see all the. Look, you see them in there too.
No, yeah. That is really cool, I'm not gonna lie. And I
Yeah.
like that it's kind of, it tells you about the plants and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Well, also keep in mind, before this was a park, it was completely abandoned. So what happened was, once again, 1930s, this becomes elevated, and the reason they did it was to basically save people's lives, because they had the tracks on the ground initially since the 1800s, and they actually had to have people on horseback following and going in front of the trains, because they'd run over people all the time.
Jeez.
They called them the West Side Cowboys.
that's crazy.
And so they would ride in front and behind these trains, so people wouldn't get run over. Like kids and stuff were getting were getting just destroyed by these trains. Anyways, in the 1930s, once again they elevated it to keep this from happening.
Yeah.
And so in 1980 they stopped using it because the trains weren't used as much anymore. Trucking, all these things kind of took over. And so after 1980, it kind of fell into disrepair. I remember I said the piers were out here on the west side.
Yeah.
So what you had was, when the piers stopped being used to, you had, lots of questionable activity going on. Let's just say
I
that.
would assume so.
A lot of questionable activity. So eventually, the people in the neighborhood were like, we got to do something. This thing is pretty brutal. So Friends of the Highline formed in 1999. And, they started figuring
Friends
out.
of the High Line, is that like a
Kind of like the
coalition?
nonprofit group that
Gotcha.
they formed, but it's a lot of the business owners and
Yeah.
all these corporations and stuff in the neighborhood now. And what they did was they wanted to find a thing to do here. So one of the things they did was they started to come up with different ideas, different designs or whatever, and they kind of stumbled on this.
Nice.
There's actually a park in Paris that's similar, and they actually kind of got the idea from that a little bit. I think it's called Le Parc Planté, whatever.
And it's an elevated,
Yeah, it's like an old elevated. I think rail too, but it's not as big and it doesn't go all the way like that. It's
Gotcha.
it's pretty. It's like a section, a little section. But now there's other ones that kind of do the same thing as this. They've copied it. Like they have one in.
Seattle,
Atlanta.
right? Oh, Atlanta, okay.
They have one in Atlanta actually, where I lived for a few years. And now it's like a nice neighborhood and all that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was some people too in, or a city, was it
Look at this.
San Francisco, that has an elevated skyline as well?
See that massive building there?
Which one over here?
Yeah. You know what that is?
No, can you tell me?
I will. I can. That's called London Terrace. So that was built in 1929,
Okay.
and it replaced the apartments that were there initially, which were much smaller, obviously. And it was called London Terrace. And the initial one was actually designed by a man named Alexander Jackson Davis, who designed the Federal Hall National Monument building, the one down on Wall Street. It was a customs house initially in 1842, but he designed that, the initial one, and then that was demolished, and that was built in 1929. And what it is an apartment building. That whole thing's a gigantic apartment building. It's actually, when it was built in 1929, it was the biggest apartment building in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's lived there or has lived or lives there is Chelsea Clinton, Debbie Harry,
Jeez.
Chris Kattan, Malcolm Gladwell.
Until you got to Malcolm Gladwell, I felt like the list was kind of
Dipping off.
downgrading every time.
Yeah, guess it's what the kids call a dream blunt rotation. Or not. Want to sit around smoking with Malcolm Gladwell. But yeah, check it out, the Empire State Building. So yeah, you can see like all these massive condo buildings and everything are fairly new. When it was first opened, you could really kind of see out a lot more. It's also kind of weird because you can look right into people's living rooms, you know?
Yeah, that is a bit strange.
But yeah, anyways.
I wouldn't want to pay $5,000 a month for that.
Yeah, you wish $5,000 a month. I bet you it's a lot more than that.
Oh, jeez.
But anyways, so I was saying 1980, the railway was abandoned. In fact, they did the last ever delivery on them, and it was turkeys. A train took a bunch of turkeys on the train. That was the last, I guess, use of the freight line.
Really?
Yep.
Was there a reason for the
You're like, turkeys?
turkeys?
Where were they
Yeah.
taking them? New Jersey? They still take a bunch of New Jersey Transit? What is that? No, it's turkeys, like, I don't know why, just frozen turkeys.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna make a joke about turkeys? Yeah, you can start seeing up there. Look, see it?
Yeah.
You see the edge?
Yeah, but the platform and everything, I think it was nice.
Yeah.
I've never been up there, but
I
it's
haven't
a
either.
rooftop bar, right?
No, it's like an observatory.
Oh, wow.
I think it's kind of expensive, actually.
Oh, so it's almost like the Needle in Toronto, kind of?
Yeah, I don't know. It's more like the top of the rock type thing. You go up and but it's all glass, so you can kind of see out. That's the whole idea.
Okay, and you can kind of see below.
Supposedly, here, come on.
Nice.
All right, way better. See, I don't know. What do you think of this park, Phil?
To tell you the truth, I kind of like it a lot.
Do you really?
I
Why?
do, actually.
It's
You
not
know-
very relaxing. I guess it's good for a walk.
It is. It's like, it's one of the few places that you can really just be at and not have to spend money. And like, even though you're surrounded
But
by
you
a lot
can't
of
really
rich
just
stuff,
be here. There's nowhere to just be. You're walking in big tight
walking or
spaces.
sitting down.
Not
Get a
really
good-
too
get a
many
good
places to
spot.
sit here, dude.
I mean, I don't mind it. I think I kind of like the mixture of like pathway and wilderness and how you're elevated. There's something about being elevated that's like calming. Kinda
Yes, although the only thing is you barely feel that, and that's what I guess what I was saying before, is you don't really feel the elevation as much anymore because it's all surrounded by
cool.
glass.
That is true. If it wasn't surrounded, it'd be even more beautiful.
Well, when it first
And
opened,
I don't like love. It's not like the best
Yeah.
thing in the world. I'd rather be at Central Park. But
well, I remember when it first opened in 2009. It was open. It was very open. There was lots of views, cool picture opportunities, all that stuff. Also, wasn't as crowded either.
Yeah.
But now with all the glass around it, it's kind of it feels weird. It's
yeah,
like
no, it's a bit of a bummer. If it
Yeah.
wasn't so high up that you can like touch the leaves and like all that,
Yeah.
it'd be a waste.
yeah,
You know? But that is one part that I really do like, that you're like up in the trees, kind of.
yeah.
But it could be
All right,
better.
check it out. You see the track down there too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. I mean, it could be a lot better, but for this area, I think it's a little bit of a breath of fresh air.
Sure. There's Empire State. Check it out. See it?
Beautiful.
You got a little view there.
Yeah. Let me zoom in real quick. I'm gonna zoom in. Hold on. Yeah. Oh. Kid's having the time of his life.
It is. By the way, to the right is all this area here we're walking by is a different neighborhood. We started this tour in the meatpacking district, but now we're walking through Chelsea.
Yes.
So just so you know, I'll give you a little bit of background. The meatpacking district actually was that's what it was the meatpacking district. There's all kinds of butchers and things, and the reason a lot of these things were located on where they are is because of this rail line. These rails were just pull up, and you just dump all the crap on, and they keep moving. So, like for example, the Chelsea Market, when we walked underneath all that stuff, it was dark, whatever. That was where the train would come in, and they just dump all the
Gotcha.
Oreos on it. just start throwing Oreos into the into the bed of the.
It's kind of genius. Though,
Yeah,
you know?
but that's what they did, and so like the meatpacking district started to form there as well. And in fact, like Herman Melville worked there in meatpacking. You know, Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick.
Nice.
He used to work there in a plant, doing some kind of like inspection type thing. Also, there was a fort there. Actually,
Really?
yeah, it's called Fort Gansevoort. It's where the street gets its name,
Oh wow.
and it was built for the War of 1812. Actually,
Who was the fort named after?
John Gansevoort. I don't know. Gansevoort, I imagine. But in fact, the forts were built in 1812. They built a ton of forts for the War of 1812 because they learned their lesson in the Revolutionary War, where the United States where they weren't ready for the British coming in.
Yeah, for like an actual siege.
Yeah, they got completely just destroyed, you know, and they didn't have enough. So for the War of 1812, they're like, oh, we learned our lesson, so they built a bunch more. So they built like, you know, Castle Clinton was built for that one. The one over on Fort Wood, which is where the Statue of Liberty is. It's on top of it's the top of a fort. Also, well, what else? A few Castle Williams, I believe, over on Governor's Island. A bunch, but that was one, Fort Gansevoort. Then there was
I
a
feel like
jail
we
there.
went to
Then
one
there was
of
a
those,
jail eventually, huh?
Forts on Randall's Island, didn't we?
You mean on Governor's Island?
Governor's Island.
Yeah,
yes.
we did. Did you go to Governor's Island with me? You didn't go to Governor's
I
Island with
believe
me.
I did. Yeah.
I don't think you did.
No, I mean we went to like there was an asylum there too.
No, you're thinking of Roosevelt Island.
God, so many islands.
Yeah, they're all islands, dude. They're all islands. There's more of these fancy glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this isn't as fun because it's like a traffic jam,
Yeah,
but
it's all
it is
scaffolding
nice
too.
to see the train tracks and stuff down here.
Yeah, we're getting to the end. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so that's the meatpacking district. But Chelsea is the neighborhood just to the north. It's called Chelsea after an area in London, which was for sailors and stuff, like a hospital and all this stuff that they had there. And the reason was because the man who owned the land had his kind of roots in that industry, sailing and whatever. His name was Benjamin Moore. That was his land. Not like the paint, if that's what you're getting at.
I was like, that Ben guy is so adventurous. He's
Yeah.
doing so much.
But his son was named Clement Clark Moore. And his son is actually the guy who kind of chopped it up and like sold it out and made it like a development.
Really?
Clement Clark Moore, famously, was the guy who wrote Visit from St. Nicholas, which is the poem that goes, "'Twas the night before Christmas." That was him. He's the guy who basically owned Chelsea, and his house is still there, his old house.
That's
And-
rare for a Nepo baby to actually make something good.
Oh boy, here comes the rant.
Yeah, socialist.
Buckle
Phil.
up, everybody. Here comes Phil.
Put my beret on.
Yeah, here it goes. Get your beret, your cigarette holder out.
Bourgeoisie.
But he made that poem. And Chelsea was like the neighborhood. It started. There was a seminary there. Still a pretty nice neighborhood. Also, another thing, English muffins were invented there.
Really?
Yeah, I actually covered in my Chelsea video, huh? If you want to watch that.
Sick plug.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Not so bad, if I do say so myself. When I start seeing Hudson Yards, this is where it's going to start emptying out a little, at least the Highline will, thank God. Start walking a little more. Tell me if I'm slouching. I want to stop slouching.
No, your posture's perfect.
Thanks.
It's a thing of beauty.
I've been slouching too much. See, now it's getting a little lighter here because this is all Hudson Yards.
Yeah, I'm glad it's getting spaced out. The traffic was a little.
Yeah, that was a
Little
lot.
much.
That was a lot. We do this for you guys, huh? How about that? We're doing it for you guys, putting up with it for you.
Claustrophobic.
But that's shooting water out.
Oh wow.
Careful, that's shooting water out. You don't want to
Yeah.
get.
I'll stay far from it, but. Wow. It's a interesting art exhibit.
It's funny, that's the kind of thing you see on the park here. And then people get mad when you propose a city-run grocery store.
I know, right? Yeah.
The hell, man. Good Lord. It's like all this stuff, you know. And then people get angry when you suggest anything like that, or free busing.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah.
Put all the weird feet you want in my park.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this. This is a little guy over there.
Yeah. The homie.
Anyways, we're getting kind of to the end. They opened these sections of it later on. But this park goes north and then it snakes around Hudson Yards. Phase 1 of Hudson Yards, by the way. Phase 2 is supposed to go over here. Which, by the way, huge coincidence. Phase 2 was the phase that was supposed to contain all the affordable housing.
Oh, wow.
And,
that's crazy.
and schools and all that stuff. And go figure, there ain't really any plans in stone to make it, you know? Shock.
Yeah, how interesting.
How
Who would
shocking.
ever saw that coming, you know?
Check it out, you can see to the north there.
Yeah. Beautiful view, though.
But yeah, by the way, Hudson Yards is built on that. They actually built a whole freaking platform to support all this stuff.
Wow.
So it's like it was city land pretty much. Like the city owned it as an MTA. And they basically, you know, gave it over to developers. It's a whole thing. I did a video on Hudson Yards too, actually, with a friend of mine. His name's Sam Stein. He's an expert on housing policy and all that. Interviewed him. You should read his book. It's called Capital City. Open your eyes. It'll open your eyes. It'll open your third eye. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, Hudson Yards. I'm not a fan of Hudson Yards, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the High Line I like, but
Yeah.
Hudson Yards, yeah, it's not my favorite.
It's so. I mean, it's all. It'd be different if it wasn't all just, you know, Coach and
Yeah.
you know.
It's a luxury shopping mall.
Yeah, it's like
And
all the.
like,
It's just
yeah.
like Rolex and like what is this? Who's this for?
Yeah.
The answer's obvious. It's not for me. Check it out. Look. See the pictures there. There's the old. You can see the Hudson Yard, the cowboy. Death Avenue. That's what they called it. Let's see it here. There's a guy. There's a Death Avenue. They're building Highland since 1929. Opens in 1934. And the Friends of a Highline. Come on, we covered all this, baby. Come on, I knew all of
Look
this.
at you with the
didn't
plot
need all
points.
this.
Perfect.
And then you go 2009 to 2019, the different phases and all
Yeah. What a great summary.
that. Yeah. All right.
Anybody ever tell you should do tours?
No, no, they told me to stay away. They said it couldn't be done. Look at this. There's the
Javits
Javits
Center?
Center,
Right.
named after Jacob Javits, a former politician.
It's where they have Comic-Con and stuff like every
Yeah,
year.
you see the monk guy?
Yeah.
Why didn't you take it, Phil? He was just trying to bless your day.
I know. One of those guys got me one time, and I just never.
Really? You actually fell for it?
It was just one of those like awkward situations where
But
he,
did you
like-
give him money?
I did. I gave him
Wow.
I gave him $1, and then he was just like more.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, he didn't take the $1, and I was like, $2.
You should have just given him $1 and walked away. You know, it's funny. I once did a tour for a guy once who's from the Bronx, and he says that whenever he's like this big dude too. He says that whenever he sees those guys like that give that stuff, he just takes it and keeps walking,
He just keeps. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
and they never say anything or do anything to him. He's like,
I'm
"Oh, thank
sure.
you," and he just keeps walking.
Yeah, those dudes are total scammers.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the Javits Center, really pretty. With all the glass and stuff when the light goes through. That's where I took the bar exam.
Really?
That's where I took the bar exam.
They held it at the Javits
I
Center.
took it at the Javits Center with like 2,000 people in my room.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I was like, that sounds weird that they would do it at a convention hall, but
Yeah, it was
kinda
awful.
makes sense.
It was one of the most like stressful things that. Imagine walking into this room. Everyone is on the verge of having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And you sit down. In fact, one person had to leave at the beginning. They fainted.
Really?
Like it's just a complete head boink.
They were that stressed. Wow.
Everyone was, dude. I remember in the cab on the way here when I first came from Atlanta, because that's where I went to school. I was in the cab, like trying to focus on not having a panic attack. I was convinced I'd failed. I walked out of there 100% convinced. If I had to put my
wow.
money on having passed or failed, I would have bet on failing.
Really?
And I passed with flying colors. Hello.
Wow.
Anyways,
Congrats, dude.
it's all about me. We're making this all about me. But look at this. You see the Hudson River now.
Yeah, that is gorgeous, man.
Now we can finally see what it would have looked like if it was open further down, you know?
It's God's country.
God's country, that's right. Real salt of the earth people here. Real salt of the earth people here at Hudson Yards. There, you see the vessel? See all that?
Oh,
Pretty cool, huh?
yeah,
All
that's
right.
beautiful.
They had to close it. You can't walk around there anymore.
Yeah, no, I heard like you have to like they installed something too.
A net. There's like
Yeah.
a nets and like different railings and things, so you
Just
can't.
people just decided
People were
to.
just jumping.
Yeah, we're jumping.
I
This
guess
is
it's,
crazy. There's so many other places to jump. Why that specifically?
well, I don't know. I guess being up there really triggered some stuff in people. They're like, you know what? Life isn't worth living up here.
Yeah,
They start like, oh well, I guess this is the world we
Like,
live in.
this sculpture is dumb.
Yeah, this place is dumb. Life is dumb.
Yeah, right.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, there you can see a better view there. There you can see the Empire State Building behind it. Pretty massive, huh?
Oh yeah, no, the thing's big.
And so they were, like I said, they're supposed to build a second phase right here. Haven't done it yet. All right.
Yeah, when do you think they're gonna get the ball rolling on that one?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're in a real big rush to build affordable housing. So any day now, any day that affordable housing is going to be up and running. That's the funny thing. When they build these kinds of things, a lot of times the city negotiates whatever. Sometimes there's requirements, which by the way, people fought for to include requirements to build affordable housing. But the scummy thing is they strategically place it in the construction, either after the more expensive stuff or at the beginning to make people more accepting of it. So like in the Bronx, for example, they built this huge development right across the Harlem River, and they built the affordable housing part first, so that they can say, hey, look at all this affordable housing we're building in this.
Yep.
But it's the first phase. They didn't really publicize the second phase a whole lot because that's where the market rate of housing is going to be.
Of course.
And that's where people are going to get completely screwed.
Yep.
And the neighborhood's going to completely change. Not to mention the fact that the affordable housing isn't really that affordable because it's
Nope.
pinned to AMI.
Yep. We can talk
Which-
about that.
I've talked about that in videos before, but the AMI, it includes areas around here that are more expensive. And, it makes the threshold higher.
Oh yeah, a lot of those.
So there are doctors and stuff and lawyers and stuff who are going to qualify for affordable housing because
Yep.
the prices are so high around here that it's still considered you're still considered not that well off, which
Yeah.
is kind of nuts if you think about it.
It is, and it's a bit, I don't know, I understand it, but it's also a bit ridiculous at the same time too.
How do you understand it?
Well, just because there's people, like
Look,
everybody needs to have some
I agree.
affordable
I think,
housing.
but I
That's
think
all
it.
I'm
But I
saying.
think it just misses the point. The whole
That's
point is
what
to
I'm
have a mixture of different people.
Exactly. Like you should have opportunities for people who are actually poor.
Yeah,
to
right.
Have that housing.
Right.
But I understand why a doctor shouldn't have to.
No, I'm not
just 'cause he's
saying
a doctor.
doctors shouldn't have affordable housing either.
Yeah, everyone
I'm saying that
should,
everyone
yeah.
should have it. And the
I
problem
agree.
is that everyone's kind of competing for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a problem. But anyways, I'm on my soapbox. Look at
Affordable
me.
housing is only for the richest poor person.
Exactly.
It's like, what?
You got to work hard. Maybe one day you'll be able to get affordable housing.
Yeah, it's like, what are we talking about here?
But anyways, that's a funny little. But anyways, yeah, we're going here by the Javits Center, designed by I.M. Pei, very famous architect. We passed by some fancy architecture, by the way. When we were at where we started, we were at the Whitney Museum.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, the Whitney's nice.
Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney, that's where it gets its name. She lived in Greenwich Village, and she was kind of like a bohemian, but she was one of the most wealthy people in the city.
Of course.
So she bought up, what she would do is she'd buy up of a lot of her friends'
Art.
pieces, yeah. And a
Gotcha.
lot of her friends became more successful or whatever, but she helped them.
Nice.
And what it did was, she got a huge collection and she started a museum. And then it moved there at the beginning of the Highline in 2015 when they built that huge building. Renzo Piano was the name of the architect.
Nice.
Renzo Piano famously designed the New York Times Tower, the one that the New York Times is in now over on 40th and 8th.
It's currently being renovated, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
And we
Yeah.
actually featured that in one of our last videos.
Maybe.
A few weeks ago.
Who knows these days? Who can keep track? can't believe we walked this whole thing.
I know. It's actually, I've never walked the whole thing, so it's actually a bit longer than I expected.
Yeah, it's long. But you know, if people wanted to stick around and watch
Yeah.
and see what's going on, hear some interesting tales and information, huh? History. It's a tough one because you're just kind of walking behind me because it's so crowded.
I know, there's so many people.
Look at this, we're right, made it to the end. There's the map of it.
There you go. And look at that, you can get a $10 hot dog.
See it? Cool.
Zooming in. Baby.
All right, come on. Let's go out of here. Yeah, let's go over here. Oh, no, over here. This is where all this area is where like the buses pick up, like the mega bus and all
Yeah.
those things.
Every time I go to Philly, come here.
Yeah, you gotta get a nice cheap bus.
Oh yeah, Flixbus, man. Bolt bus, Mega
Yeah.
bus.
All right, look at this. We made it. We made it to the end. What do you think, Phil?
I think
What did you think of that?
I actually had a great time.
You enjoy that?
Yeah.
Did you learn something though? More importantly, I always get self-conscious with those. I don't feel like there was an ability to sit and talk as much
Yeah.
because there's so many people.
We couldn't elaborate as much
No, we
as
couldn't.
you wanted to, but you know, it was what it was.
Yeah, we still covered some stuff.
The scenery was still really nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, we made it to the end, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting through this whole thing. Good for you. Good on you. Huh? At that rate, you'll be able to crack open a book one of these days.
There we go.
Or sit down with a book. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for, you know, all that. Thanks for making it through. You know, if you liked it, check out the Patreon, baby. That's how we fund these things. That's how we'll be able to afford one of those $10 hot dogs one day. There's extras on there too. Don't think I ain't giving you nothing. And also like and subscribe, all that. That's a big help. And you know, if you can't do the Patreon, whatever, try the old word of mouth. Tell a friend.
There you go.
Let's grow this thing the old-fashioned way. Huh? Make this the new Mr. Beast.
Like, share, subscribe.
Smash that like button. Yeah. But yeah, whatever. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. You guys are the best. Bestest. See y'all later. Sick. All right.